can put me on airplane mode. You can put me on.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, as I always say, black people, white people, people, welcome to the place and the space that is here for you to entertain you on this Tuesday evening. We're going to take you through the sports world, one topic at a time, one sport at a time. We're going to have to do what we always do because we lost someone today, so we got to give out a rest in peace. We got to talk about the playoffs. Um, MLB playoffs recap real quick. We gotta get to our list, the JC college football top 10, the QB list, and then after we hit those items, we gotta take you over to the nickel and let you keep your change from that. And with that being said, you all set to go, and that is the Tuesday night flight. I'm the Midnight Rider. That's the big guy, KG. And the gentleman Jack should be jumping in shortly. And that's the threesome, the trio.
Most
KG,
definitely.
take it away.
Gotcha, Jack. Welcome, everybody. Man, it's good to be here. It's good to feel good. Man, Midnight Rider, you started off. We had to give him a little dose of brown sugar today. So, as y'all sit here and look into these dreamy eyes of mine, I gotta ask you guys, how does it feel? How y'all feeling?
I'm good, man. How you feeling, man?
I'm making it.
I'm all right. This rainy weather got me a little sore and stiff and shit, man, but I'm all right.
Who you telling, man? Who you telling?
I hear you.
And Perry already checking in. Yep, that's where we get ready to go, Perry. That's where we getting ready to go. He says, RIP to D'Angelo. For those that don't know, and he say he off his square today. Damn. I'm sorry to hear that. All right. Why we lagging here? I might have to jump out and jump back in. But we say RIP to D'Angelo to start off the show. For those that are uninitiated and don't know about Neo Soul, D'Angelo was one of the founders of Neo Soul, one of the architects coming into the 90s, the mid 90s. His album Brown Sugar in 95. You had that, Maxwell's Urban Hang Suite in 96. I think Baduism came out in 96 as well. So you had all of these great neo soul albums that came out all at one time. And his was first. And when you got Brown Sugar, and everybody thought he was talking about a lady. Nah, Brown Sugar was something else. Brown Sugar was on the vein of Mary Jane, for those that don't know. But we lost a legend of music, neo soul, in D'Angelo. I'm gonna throw this over to the Midnight Rider first, while I get my things together. Midnight Rider, take it away.
Nah, man, you said it right, man. That album, that was one of those albums. It was lately. It was Brown Sugar. It was Shit Damn. There's another word involved in that scenario. What else was on that CD? It was a lot of classics. I think that CD played from start to finish in my car, like from the Rudy to the Tootie, from the beginning to the end, with no skips, nothing. It was just, I'd sit back, boom. That used to be featured in my Sundays back in the day. I'd have the Sunday feature with rocking my cognac in a glass, sitting back, just listening to tunes, writing some stuff out. Man, those were good times, man. And then his second album, I don't know if you remember, but he had like a live album he did with another band. Um, and that live album, I don't think I could understand some of the words in the songs, but that live album was dope. I played like 4 or 5 songs off of it. They were all like just like morning songs, just to get you going, get the blood flowing, get you percolating. Yeah, D'Angelo be missed, man, because I think he had more albums left in the system, but time in life and sometimes studios take away those opportunities we have for these artists to explode. But yeah, that was like the neo soul. I'm not gonna say the birth ground, but that was like the beginning of it. Like that was the early phases, man. That's when classics were coming out left and right. You get this and that bang, and then you get another joint, and then you got to play that. Like you used to have to. I used to buy 2 CDs sometimes if the album was good enough. So that way I had one for the car and one for the house. JC, you got anything on this?
When was this year? Was what, late 80s, early 90s? You talking about?
Nah, he probably be late 90s, early 2000s.
Oh, 2000s. Yeah, I've been. Nah, I wasn't much into D'Angelo myself.
Okay. KG?
Man, let me tell you something. Perry dropped some ones in here. His remake of Cruising.
Yes.
His remake of Cruising. Man, that right there. I never thought that anybody could remake a Motown song and make it just as good. Jones in My Bones.
You can't fucks with Smokey, dog.
Oh no, you got to hear that version of Cruising. Even Smokey was like, that version of Cruising right there. Smokey loved that version.
D'Angelo.
In my bones.
Devil's Pie from Belly. That's another one. Now that's an underrated favorite. That's a deep cut right there. Devil's Pie. That is a deep cut right there. And Maddie said, sad news indeed. Perry said explains why he pulled out a headline in the Roots picnic.
Yep.
Just I'm gonna say this as a PSA to all my fellas that's listening and ladies that's listening. Tell your husbands, your brothers, your fathers, your uncles, your cousins, we got to start getting checked, man. Once we hit that 4-0, you got to start getting checked on the regular. Get that checked, because we losing too many good people to colon cancers and pancreatic and things like that. Things that could be caught early and treated. Some of them can be cured. So we got to do that. Maddie said, "Good evening, you sexy bastards, though. You are all looking marvelous." Well, but you know how it is, Maddie. You know how it is. And Perry said, listen to his version before judging. Man, that right there. And I don't like too many remakes. But that right there, ooh, my goodness. And he said, get checked on the regular.
I listened to it because, like I said, man, my family was big Motown peoples, and must have had all kind of Smokey albums around our house, man. So just Smokey Robinson was royalty in my family, so it's kind of hard to hear someone say they can remake his shit. But I will check it out. So on my noteboard, right? All
right, let's jump into this show. MLB. Tonight we have what we got tonight. Where we at tonight? We have Dodgers versus Brewers, game 2. Dodgers lead 1-0 in the series. Yesterday, the Dodgers beat the Brewers 2-1. Also yesterday, the Mariners beat the Blue Jays 10-3. And Sunday, the Mariners beat the Blue Jays 3-1. So the Mariners are up 2-0 in that series. Jack, what you got? Let's start with Mariners Blue Jays. What you got, Mariners Blue Jays?
Mariners Blue Jays. That surprises the hell out of me. I know it don't surprise Midnight Rider, but it surprises me because I did think this was I thought this was Toronto's to lose. So that's amazing that Seattle, they've been hot, but I just thought Toronto was hot too, and I thought Toronto had the pitching. And Toronto's got bats scattered, but man, yeah, I'm all for it. Good for Seattle, man. I mean, if it wasn't going to be Dodgers, Blue Jays, then I want Seattle to win it all because Seattle ain't never got one. So that would be the only way I'd root for them.
Yo,
isn't that correct, man? Seattle never got a ship.
Right, you're correct. You're correct.
Yeah.
If
and
they
the
make
Brewers
it
as well.
This will be their first time making it if they even make the World Series. It'll be their debut in the World Series. Milwaukee had teams in the 80s, the Robin Yount teams, Paul Molitor and company.
Oh, special fielder, all that. Yeah.
They went to one.
Got to bear with me sometime. My old man brain. But I did not expect this 2-0 lead to come out of Seattle. I thought it was going to be a well-fought battle, but give it up for Seattle Mariners in this ACL or ACLS.
Yes. No, it's ALCS.
ALCS, ABCDFG.
All right, so the way I see it, it's 2-0. Game 2, the bats got hot. Now we gotta figure out, do the bats travel? If the bats travel, that could be problematic for Toronto. This could be an early trip, and they could be cruising somewhere for love, cruising something that was made to cruise. But it's gonna be interesting, man. I don't think this is over yet. I think there's some time because I think Toronto needs to just get back into something comfortable. And sometimes you gotta sleep in your own bed for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You gotta put your feet up on your table. So if they can get some good home cooking, we'll see how it goes. This could go 5, this could go 7. But I don't think it goes anywhere in between.
All right. For me, I want to see the Mariners win this. One thing that I always wanted to see from the Mariners, I wanted to see a World Series run, but it always was either Boston or the Yankees standing in their way. You know, because I always wanted to see Ken Griffey win, but not at the sake of my Yankees. But I would love to see the Mariners go ahead and sweep this. But the Brewers tonight, man, 808, y'all got to fight back. The Brewers got to fight back. Because Mariners Brewers is what everybody wants to see. What's good for money and baseball is the Dodgers and possibly the Blue Jays. But Mariners Brewers is what the fans want to see because it's parity. So Perry said it, you got to listen to D'Angelo's version of Sometimes It Snows in April. That's a banger right there.
That's a deep cut.
Matty Ice said must win for Milwaukee. They can't come back from 2-0. Toronto can.
Yep.
And Perry said LSD. So you got ABC, ACLS, LSD.
You ain't got to blame my little memory losses on illicit drug uses. Come on, Perry.
Now, speaking of the Brewers and the Dodgers, Jack, what you got on that series? I mean, how can the Dodgers continue? But then on the other hand, how can the Brewers actually fight back?
Well, the pitching the other night, Dodgers starting pitching was on point, and then the Brewers bullpen pitching was on point. So that right there makes for a great pitching duel. You had the Dodgers starters in the beginning, and the Milwaukee, they held it close. I'm serious. I've been riding this train for 3 years. I don't think there's nobody in the National League that's better than the Dodgers. And the payroll shows that. Shit, what they got? $450 million payroll?
Something like that.
I saw that the Milwaukee Brewers got like $185 million payroll, $200 million payroll. So I'm telling you, if the Dodgers win back-to-back, and I know I discussed this on Matty's show last night in comments, I did not stick around his show long enough to hear when he got into MLB talk about that. But this is going to bring on that salary cap, man. There's no way you can keep letting teams throw $500 million at their players and win championships all the time. It's just bullshit. So good for the Brew crew to be doing this with a $200 million payroll. Been around?
How do you get the toothpaste back into the thing? I mean, they let it go too long. I mean, I think the salaries have blown up, and I think this is where this year, this all season coming up. I think it's this all season or it's the next one where they have to start doing some CBA talks. I think they're in trouble. I mean, you've let this go too long. And then to quote Wilbon, this is the one time I will quote him, is he always says that all owners do is pay a bunch of lawyers to craft a salary cap and everything else. And then once the CBA is signed, they turn around and pay another bunch of lawyers on ways to circumvent the rules. So I've never heard anything said like that, but it's never been a truer statement. Back to the playoffs, the games themselves. Blake Snell pitched a hell of a ball game last night. I think he went 7 or 8 innings. Can't remember, but he was dominant. The Brewers, they got to hit the ball. The Brewers' superpower is their ability to hit the baseball, and if they can't get that going and they can't make those bats sing, they're gonna be in trouble. Because one thing the Dodgers got is plenty of pitching. I mean, they had Glasnow coming out of the bullpen last series, and he's one of probably the top 5, top 10 pitchers in all of baseball. I mean, they've got a bunch of aces. It's like Oprah came in and was like, you get an ace and you get an ace and you get an ace. So yeah, I mean, they got Yamamoto going tonight, another good pitcher. You know, the Japanese kid, I think he's Japanese, Sasaki. He's their closer now. He never really closed before. Old Nats friend Blake Trinan is also on the staff. I mean, they've got names, they've got people. They got the best team money could buy. And that's why I just hope the Brewers just take advantage of that and beat them, man.
I'm going to say this. And to your point, Jack, how is it now that, you know, and as a Yankee fan, it's kind of odd that I'm saying this. How is it now that all of a sudden now it's a problem that teams are buying championships when the Yankees did it for years? They went out and they outbid everybody to get the best free agents to come in, win a championship, pay them their money, and mosey on along after you win your championship. You know, but now on top of that, the Yankees used to have a really deep farm system too, but now the farm is bare. Look at the field for where I grow my players. Ford is barren. You know, the farm system is bare for the Yankees. But now everybody else is caught up and gotten money. Now it's a problem. I don't think it should be a problem now because it wasn't a problem 25 years ago. It wasn't a problem 20 years ago. It wasn't a problem 10 years ago. So I don't think it should be a problem now. I mean, remember at one point in time when was it Milwaukee that was controlled by the MLB?
Yes.
And their payroll was like under 100 million because they wasn't paying anybody. And any high contractor they had, they was kicking it off, and they were one of the worst teams. They were worst control teams in MLB, but they were also one of the worst teams to field. You know, a couple of seasons in a row because of Bud Selig.
Expos did the same thing. Expos did the same thing, and then they just got dropped.
Now imagine if the Expos had all that talent they had. They cultivated that talent, but added more because they had somebody willing to spend money.
Well, I mean, you're talking about a fundamental problem that baseball had at the time. First they allowed MLB to basically just raid the Expos and send anybody with any kind of talent off to a contender. They did what's best for business. So that was shady in his own right. But for the cap thing, I think the biggest problem is I think they're going to have to at least get a floor. If you can't get a floor for salaries, then you definitely can't get a cap. And I don't see the players agreeing to a cap at all. They got to invoke the ghost of Donald Fear and cut off all of that talk. That's kind of what happened with that incident with Bryce Harper. and the commissioner, Manfred.
Yes.
All those guys that are Scott Boras clients are never, ever going to side with anything dealing with a salary cap.
Mm-mm.
I got you.
I agree.
Perry chiming in. He said, "Love you, Jack."
Sup, Perry?
And he said, Maddie said we didn't get into it like the likely work stoppage coming after next baseball season. And I'll be shocked if we have a 2027 baseball season.
Ooh.
Count me in that same group.
Well,
Let's get ready to get nitty-gritty.
Well, if it gets to that point, man, we know we got a problem. But let's put a pin in this real quick. We're going to come back on the other side of the break. And we're going to have the JC Top 10. Stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. This is the Tuesday Night Flight. We are here bringing you our next topic, the JC College Football Top 10. By the way, before we even get into that, I'm just going to reintroduce everybody to you. I'm the Midnight Rider. He's the Gentleman Jack. That's the big guy KG. And the big guy KG is the straw that stirs the drink, baby. Woo! Go ahead, KG.
So we got new rankings. I haven't even looked at the AP poll because I don't care about the AP poll. I don't care about the media poll. I don't care about the coaches poll. All I care about is the Jack Carr College Football Top 10. Jack, hit me off.
Well, the top 10 is getting real, fellas. It's getting real. We're getting some great top 10 matchups every week. And that's what it's all about. Holding down the number one spot after defeating a tough Illinois squad, Ohio State remains in first place with me after a 34-16 victory. It was a good game, but Ohio State owned it. They owned the whole game. I didn't feel that Illinois was threatening at all. So up next for Ohio State, they're going to travel down to Wisconsin and take on the Badgers, 3:30 Saturday on CBS. Another big game last week was the Battle of Florida. You had Miami versus Florida State. The number 2 Miami Hurricanes defeated Florida State 28-22. And you go down to Tallahassee. It don't matter what their record is, man, if it's Miami, Florida State. So I had a bunch of people telling me, they only beat Florida State by 6. Man, that stadium was hyped. Doak Walker Stadium. I wouldn't, man, it made the hairs on your neck stand up the way that place was just lit. So great win for the Hurricanes. Up next at home versus Louisville, 7 p.m. on ESPN Saturday. Number 3 spot, Texas A&M holds that down for me with a 6-0 record. They defeated Florida 34-17 this past Saturday. I didn't catch much of that game. I was watching most of that game on the ticker. Looked like A&M had it under control. So up next for A&M, they got to travel down to Arkansas, take on the Razorbacks 3:30. That game will be on ESPN. Arkansas, man, these I think I saw there's 9 teams with one loss or less in the SEC. That's a lot. But the SEC is humongous. The Big Ten is humongous. So we're getting into nitty-gritty of conference play, and some of them unbeatens and them one-loss teams, they're going to multiply their losses just because that's the nature of the beast when you play good matchups. And that's what I like seeing. So coming in at number 4, they moved up a couple spots after defeating the Oregon Ducks 30-20. is the 6-0 Indiana Hoosiers. That was a great game. It could have been Oregon's game. Then it was going to be Indiana's game. Oregon's game, Indiana's game. Indiana was able to hold them off. And I thought that was an extremely great football game to watch. I probably kept it on that channel 75% of the time that evening. So that was a great game between Indiana and Oregon. Up next for Indiana, they got a home game versus Michigan State, 3:30, and that's going to be on Peacock. They should have no troubles with Michigan State. Not really the best talent they've had over there in a few years. So I look for Indiana to take care of Michigan State pretty easy next week. So at number 5, Texas Tech Red Raiders, 6-0. They beat the Kansas Jayhawks 42-17 last weekend. And it was a dominant victory, as it should have been. I feel Texas Tech went in there and did what they needed to do, did what they should do. Up next for Texas Tech, they're going to be traveling out to Arizona State. 4 p.m. game, and that will be on Fox this coming Saturday. So the top 5, it's the losers left, and undefeated's moved up pretty much to that point. Number 6, I got Ole Miss, 6-0. They defeated Washington State 24-21. That's the reason I got Ole Miss down a little bit. I thought they should have beat the brakes off Washington State. I mean brakes. 24-21 victory over a team like Washington State, I feel, hurt Ole Miss, and I dropped them 2 spots. Up next for Ole Miss, they're going to find another one. They're going to travel over to the Shrubs in Georgia, and they're going to go face the Georgia Bulldogs, 3:30 ABC, guys. Number 7 spot. This is where Oregon's dropped to. The 5-1 Oregon Ducks. I dropped them down to number 7. They lost to Indiana. Oregon scored 20 points. Indiana scored 30. Up next for Oregon, they're going to get a little bit of a break. Maybe they can lick their wounds and recoup. They travel to Rutgers, 6:30 Big Ten Network. I expect Oregon to put up a big number there. We will see come Saturday. Number 8 spot, I got the Alabama squad at 5-1. They beat a tough Missouri squad. I actually picked Missouri to upset Alabama, but I wasn't far off. Alabama beat them 27-24. It was a pretty good battle back and forth. Indiana took a couple chances that I agree with some, but I thought Indiana made that 4th down fake punt. I thought they made
Missouri.
Huh?
You mean Missouri?
Is that where I'm at? I mean, Missouri. Yes, I thought Missouri made that fake punt. But they viewed it through the booth, and they came to the conclusion one way or another, it's got to be decided what the call is, and they decided it was short. So that was a kick in the butt that really could have helped Missouri going down, because that was like 7 minutes left in the game when that happened. So Oregon went ahead and put some more points on the board to spread the lead out to 2 scores, and I think Missouri was just trying too hard to get caught up. So they managed to get it 27-24. Up next, Alabama plays at home versus the Tennessee Volunteers, 7:30 ABC. That should be a good one to watch, everybody. Tennessee's right there. They're dipping their head inside this top 10 every week, saying, hey, we over here now. So that could be the deciding game right there. If Tennessee can upset, not going to say Tennessee upset Alabama. I got a feeling that's going to be a pretty tight spread. If not, Alabama just maybe 3 for being home team. So that's going to be a good game. I think that's going to be on our slate for next week. But we'll make that decision come Thursday, everybody. Number 9 spot, I got the Georgia Bulldogs at 5-1. They're about the same spot they were last week with me. They defeated Auburn 20-10. Auburn is, hung with some tough teams, but has been unable to get a good quality win against a tough team. So up next for the Dogs, they got a home game against Ole Miss, 3:30 ABC. I'm sure that game's going to be slate worthy as well, everybody. So And moving into my top 10 this week, I got LSU 5-1. They defeated South Carolina 20-10. And I just feel that LSU, after having that early loss, they haven't done that much to really not be a top 10 team. So up next, LSU is going to go to Vanderbilt. So Vanderbilt's going to get to go around this licking tree a couple times. I knew things was going to get serious for Vandy, and it's time for Vandy to put up a shut up, man. So Vandy, are you and quarterback Diego Pavia, are you guys for real? Well, you're going to have to show it at noon on ABC this coming Saturday versus LSU Tigers. So we got 3 other teams in the top 25 who are still remain undefeated. That's a Georgia Tech team, a BYU team, and Memphis. The schedule strengths, has them outside the top 10. I understand. But BYU, man, their defense is, I don't know. Their run game is, They did a 2-minute offense running the ball. They didn't throw a damn pass hardly. I was blown away by that. So let's see if those guys can remain, how much longer they can remain undefeated, and can they crack the top 10? What do you guys got anything to chime in about top 10 talk?
Yes, sir. As always, you had, and correct me if I'm wrong, you got Texas A&M at 3, right?
Yes. I think they're the best team in the SEC.
Oh, that's a big statement. I don't know about that one.
I'm telling you.
We can have that conversation. Texas Tech at 5 surprised me. I didn't think you were that sold on them yet, but you have always had them around your top 10. I like what you did. You basically prioritized the undefeateds first in your top 10. You gave most of them, besides the 3 that you named with the poor strength of schedules, but you gave everybody else top priority in your top 10 and then sprinkled in the 1-loss teams. I like that too, because you've been consistent with that. So I'm all good with your setup. Just so the fans of the show understand or know what the AP top 25 is, the top 10. Number 1 is Ohio State. Number 2 is Miami. For them, they have Indiana at 3, Texas A&M at 4, Ole Miss at 5, Alabama at 6, Texas Tech at 7, Oregon 8, Georgia 9, LSU 10. So y'all pretty much had the same teams, just your order was a little bit different. So you're spot on.
No, I don't even look at it. I look at what my guy, I got a top 20 is what I have here, a top 20 every week. And then I pull my 10 out of it. And then you pay attention to what the other 10 did week in, week out, and who's dropping from your 10, I had a feeling the top 4 were very similar because, they're beating quality teams in the top 4,
Yep.
So, yeah, we're getting to the nitty-gritty. Like I say, conference time's around, and the cupcakes, man, everybody's done eaten and digested them cupcakes now, so it's just time to play ball. Put up or shut up. And you're right. Can a Texas A&M or an Indiana, a Big Ten team, be that high in the rankings and be that good? But that's what the rest of the schedule's for, to go us the way, lead us the way, So until somebody can tell a team can show me Texas A&M doesn't belong there, I got to keep them there. My 3 is solid. My 1, 2, 3, I swear by them.
Well, let me ask a question. And this is a personal question. Okay. That's cool. Notre Dame plays USC this weekend. If Notre Dame has an impressive win against USC and wins the Jewish Shillelagh, will they crack your top 10 next week?
No.
There's got to be losses in the lower half of the top 10 for them to even be considered.
Okay.
But if they put out an excellent showing, bang, one of the top ranked offenses in the country out, let's just say 40-12, then yeah, I'd have to say Notre Dame's cooking something good nowadays. They done fixed the ship, right the ship. But
You still wouldn't have them in your top 10.
if they beat USC, I mean USC, they're 12, 13 on my list. Notre Dame's probably 15.
Okay.
What are they in the AP in that router?
Notre Dame's number 13 and USC's number 20.
Ooh, I'd have USC a little higher.
Well, let me ask a second question. BYU, Brigham Young University, is 6-0. They got Utah this weekend. Do they crack the top 10 with a win and go move to 7-0?
No.
No, not just one quality win. No, and that's like a 3/4 quality win. Utah. What's Utah? Number 20, number 18.
Utah. I don't even see Utah up here. BYU 15.
They've been dropping, but I don't
I
know.
got Utah at 23.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Maddie said that was 2 weeks ago. Pitt just beat Florida State. Miami didn't play this week. Indiana should be.
My fault, man.
Indiana should be number 3 in my view.
Miami was idle.
Ole Miss was looking ahead to Georgia.
But no, you were right, Jack. You're fine because that was Miami's last game.
I rushed that.
No,
it wasn't last game, but they were idle this week. He's right. Damn it.
So you wouldn't be talking about an idle game. You're fine.
I'm good. Yeah.
Maddie said Alabama been rolling since that first L. They have been.
Yes, they have.
He said, I'm coming to you live from Kent, Ohio, and we are watching. People now riding in the streets there that after that 42-6 win against UMass, then Kent State is not in the JC top 10. This is some bullshit.
They only got 2 wins, baby. I know that's legendary around your way, but.
And Maddie brings up a good point. Notre Dame has to win that game. They want a chance in the playoff, and even if they win it, it's not a guarantee. That is true. Mm-hmm. They're on the outside looking in. You're going to need somebody to tumble. See, this is what playing at Notre Dame right now at this present point, this is what it means to the playoff. Because once you're independent and your season is done, you still got conference championships. So those top teams got to go in the conference championship. Somebody's going to lose. Somebody's going to fall. So it's going to look like we're on the outside looking in. And our key card just don't work to get in the facility. And then all of a sudden the janitor comes out and say, hey, here's your new one. And we walk into the playoff. Now, will we make some noise is the question.
Yeah. CJ Carr and that running game is going to be explosive enough. The question is going to be, do they have enough dogs on the defensive side to make this, to stop a quality offense? Because they will not have seen outside this USC team. It's going to be interesting the rest of the way it was left on their schedule. So that's going to make it interesting and make it hard for them to jump. They're going to need somebody. They're going to need a couple of upsets, I think. Actually, I changed that. I think they're going to need it to stay chalk for them to get in.
Okay.
Because I think they can get in the top 10. And if they can get inside the top 10 and everything else stays chalk, they got a chance at being like a 10, 11, 12 seed in the tournament.
All right. Rolling around in college football, we got to go to the list. And the list is top 5 quarterbacks as seen by the Midnight Rider and the Gentleman Jack in college football.
And also Coach Robeson from Win It All Sports is going to be our third, and he will join us 1 week in the future as we get near the end of the season, guys.
All right.
Number 5.
Okay, at the number 5 spot, Coach Robeson of Win It All Coaching, one more time, He's got Marcel Reed of Texas A&M at number 5. Very nice pick, coach. Very nice pick, but not so fast. The number 5 spot, I myself, the Gentleman Jack, have Joe Aguilar from Tennessee.
All right, my number 5. Coach must have called me or something because I got Marcel Reed at 5 also. Something he's done the last couple of weeks to get Texas A&M up to 3. It's impressive. I think he's got like 3 interceptions and 18 touchdowns or something like that. So I'm gonna ride with him, see what happens.
Yeah, I think he had 5 touchdowns in one game a couple of weeks ago.
Yes, sir. Next up, number 4.
Number 4.
All right, at number 4 spot, Coach Roberson, he's got Joe Aguilar, quarterback, Tennessee Volunteers. Number 4 spot, Gentleman Jack has Sawyer Robinson, Baylor University.
Ooh, hold up.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know where he was.
Ruh-roh, Raggy.
I can do some explaining.
It's
I've
okay.
had Sawyer Robinson. I've had him at the number 1 spot past 2-3 weeks. And I do still think he's a hell of a slinger. But some of these other boys have had some big time matchups that are almost close to professional NFL matchup type stuff in the SEC, Big Ten. And I felt I need to see a little bit more out of Mr. Robinson. So, yes, sir, he did drop several spots in my poll.
Well, for me, number 4, the Notre Dame Fighting Irish will get a close-up look at this young fella this Saturday, Jayden Mava. That's the kid out of USC. Jack talked about their offense early on. I've kind of had a cursory glance and checked him out. I think he could be legit. So it's gonna be interesting to see how this plays out.
USC got some of the better running backs out, and they got one of the best wide receivers too, man. So I'm telling you, that offense is something. I've been blown away with them since day 1, A1, man.
Yes, sir. And with that being said, we are at number 3.
Number 3.
At number 3, Coach Roberson has Julian Sayin, Ohio State Buckeyes.
That's a big deal.
I still need to see a little bit more out of him myself. But like I say, these lists are going to be so similar come the end, I do feel that. And at number 3, the Gentleman Jack's got Fernando Mendoza from Indiana. I think this man's been stepping up week in and week out. He's climbed from my honorable mention to my number 5, and I think to the number 3 is the next jump for him. So Fernando Mendoza, Indiana, number 3 for me.
Well, we've heard this name at 5. We heard this name at 4. I got him at 3. Joey Aguilar, Tennessee quarterback. I just love their offense, the spread, the way they press you to make you cover the field horizontally. I think hyper, as long as the kid can throw, that offense is always going to give people troubles. They're always going to be around, and they keep enough receivers in that show to make a difference, man. With that being said, I think we are number 2.
Number 2.
Okay, at number 2, Coach Roberson. Coach Roberson and I, we have 4 of the same quarterbacks, just in different positions through the top 5. So it's pretty and the one he got that I don't have, I wouldn't have. So I think I discussed things with Coach Roberson through text last week, and I think the quarterback I have that he doesn't have, he wouldn't have. So we both know what we're thinking here. And Coach Roberson goes with Fernando Mendoza from Indiana, who I had at number 3. So we're both in agreement there. Number 2, the Gentleman Jack has Ty Simpson, Alabama. He's really grown on me these past 2 weeks. I've watched majority of his games this past 2 weeks. And I tell you, that young man can fit the ball in a tight window kind of like I've seen Jaden Daniels do. He can really just get it in the right. It's when you make up your mind and your mind makes your arm get that ball to that spot in the quickest time possible. And I think that's what Ty Simpson has. And I got him at number 2. So that's where I like it, number 2. Midnight Rider, what you got?
Hey, I got Dante Moore, the Oregon quarterback.
Oh,
Dante Moore, Oregon quarterback. Yeah, you did that with Ty Simpson. Now he's on number 2 on your list.
Dante Moore ain't on my list at all.
I know. That's why we do different lists.
He was on my list, but he's not no more.
All right. Hey, G, you ready?
I'm ready.
Number 1.
Number 1.
Okay, in the number 1 spot, Coach Roberson has Ty Simpson, Alabama quarterback, up there. And I'm really pretty surprised that Coach Roberson does not have my number 1 in his top 5 or his 5-way honorable mention. So out of Coach Roberson's top 10, he don't have my number 1. Woo, cookie. JC's number 1 right now, today, October 14th, 2025. I got Carson Beck, the U, in my number 1.
That's interesting.
Yep, I like it.
Heard this name at 3. You've heard this name at 2. He's my number 1, and that's Mr. Francisco Mendoza out of Indiana. I mean, he's got impressive wins this year. He's beaten Penn State at Penn State. Now that doesn't look as much of a great win now after they've lost 2 in a row to Northwestern and UCLA. But at the time, it was a huge victory. They actually just won again against Oregon. So go ahead and people at Indiana, go ahead and build that statue we were talking about on Sunday for Signetti, because he deserves it. I mean, for you to go from what you've been to what they're doing right now is amazing work. So that's how I see it right now. So Jack, you got the honorable mentions?
Sure. Coach Robeson, he's got Haynes King, Byron Brown from US South Florida. He's got Jalen Mavia from USC. He's got Bear Bachmeier from BYU. I do not agree with that by far. BYU's a run team, dude. You don't make my top 5 by handing the ball off. Sorry, Coach. That's my opinion. And we'll get you on here live one time and you can give us yours. And then his last honorable mention, I don't think this cat's made that much improvement yet. He's got Arch Manning on his honorable mention. So I got some of the things Coach looks for on his list. I'm not sure he's looking for the same things we are, Midnight Rider, but I don't know. I just said top 5 quarterback. And he said, oh, where's Coach? There he is. He says like this. My own rules. Have to play this week. Number 1. Number 2, have to play on a winning record team. Number 3, have to show up in big games, of course. Number 4, have to show resilience, improvement, and bounce back from adversity. Those are his rules on selecting his top 5. So
that makes sense. That makes sense why Ty Simpson is 1, because Ty Simpson goes from playing at Florida State and struggling to now they're on a roll. So that makes sense.
Yeah, but I'm not with the thing about have to play this week. I mean, we're talking about the current guy through the season, not the guy that played last week. I don't know if Coach understands that we're not trying to say this is the best quarterback that performed last Saturday. This is the best quarterback combined weeks. Am I correct, Midnight Rider? That's how you gauge it?
Right. I mean, right. But I mean, he's willing to do this. Let's see what he comes up with. I mean, because it's not. I mean, we aren't far off. I mean, everybody he had Reed, Aguilar, and Mendoza like I did. I've got the same. I got one of the same honorable mentions. I think what Bachmar is doing with BYU, um, having that team where they are right now is amazing. I got Diego Pavia as one of my other honorable mentions, and Mr. Chambly from Ole Miss as the last of my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I think he's doing this week by week. Who did the best?
That's
Because
fine.
I'm looking at his last week's selections. He had Chambliss from Ole Miss. He had King from Georgia Tech. He had Mateer, in which we both know he's hurt. So yeah, I think he's rating these week by week, not accumulative, if that's the appropriate word. I'll chat with him.
Okay.
He watched the show last week. He watched the show after we were live last week, and he said he agrees and disagrees. I said that's what it's all about. So my honorable mentions, Midnight Ride, I just have three, man. Dante Moore, Haynes King, and Mavia from USC.
Okay.
What's your honorable mention? What do you got at honorable mention?
Oh, I said I had Bachmar, Pavia, and Chambliss.
Okay, thank you.
I actually wrote this down, so if you
I got it all.
I can email it to you.
I got us all written down.
Okay.
I'm just writing down your top five, not your honorable mentions.
Man,
let
he
me
can
do
listen
that
to you
too.
call numbers out all night, Midnight Rider. You know what that means, right? That means you got a future job when you decide to retire.
I'm gonna be at bingo
as a bingo caller.
Bachmar.
Gee, 59, 9.
And who was your?
Oh,
You had Chambliss, Bachmar, and who was your third honorable?
Pavia.
Fabio. Got you. Yep, I got it all.
And Perry said he keeping his eye out on what QB his team needs to tank for. That would be the Jets. The Jets. And I got a little something to say about the Jets when we get into the NFL, at the top of NFL. I just want to say something quick, but
no wonder Perry don't talk football.
Maddie said I like me some Ohio State, but not sure about saying yet. Just saying.
Me neither. Just saying.
And Maddie also said I agree about Mendoza, likely Heisman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
From what I've heard, it's Mendoza and Beck is what I've been hearing. Beck's right behind Mendoza. I don't know. Still too early.
And Maddie gave us an update. LA just scored 2 in the second, up 2-1, top of the second. Come on, Milwaukee, fight back. So can we get a recap of you gentlemen's top 5 for the list?
Just go 1 to 5, Jack, real quick.
Yes, sir. Coach Robeson. Number 1, Ty Simpson. Number 2, Fernando Mendoza. Number 3, Julian Sayin. Number 4, Joey Aguilar. Number 5, Marcel Reed. Gentleman Jack. Number 1, Carson Beck. Number 2, Ty Simpson. Number 3, Fernando Mendoza. Number 4, Sawyer Robinson. Number 5, Joey Aguilar.
All right, Midnight Rider. 1, Francisco Mendoza. 2, Dante Moore. 3, Joey Aguilar. 4, Jaden Maiva. And number 5, Marcel Reed.
Well, Midnight Rider, we've been doing this now. I think this is the third one I've done with you. First one I did was when Daniel Jones was at, where was he at? Not Ole Miss.
Duke.
Oh, Duke. Daniel Jones was at Duke. My bad. It was when Daniel Jones came up and everybody was saying he's ass. And I said, no, he's not. And then he got to the Giants and he looked like ass because the Giants were ass. But now he's over in the Colts. But then you got my other 2 quarterbacks, Dart and
you talking about your quarterbacks that you like this season coming into the season?
The last 2 years. yes. So all I need is some Shedeur Love soon but I don't think that's going to happen this year. But I still got my coin on Shedeur Sanders being a better than average quarterback, a damn good quarterback in this league. Yep. Because it took a minute for Daniel Jones, because like you said, man, a lot of times these good ass quarterbacks get drafted by, as my man McAfee says, he gets get drafted by a team that's a bunch of shite. You know, but on our show we can say it. Get drafted by a team that's a bunch of shit. It's a bunch of ass. And them quarterbacks get just ruined. It's been happening for decades and decades. So that's what happened to Daniel Jones. He just got lucky and got out of that shit.
All right, KG.
All right.
Let's
Let's take a break. We're going to take a break. We'll be right back, and we'll recap the nickel from Sunday. Stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know what that was, that is the intro to the Saturday Night WrestleManiacs. So if you are, in the words of the big guy KG, uninitiated or uninformed, please check them out Saturdays, 9:30 p.m.
9 p.m.
9 p.m. That might be past my bedtime. But again, Saturday Night WrestleManiacs, another show, just a part of our growing network. It's the Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. And what we want to do is just keep you informed and let you know what's going on. And with that being said, that's the Gentleman Jack. I'm the Midnight Rider. That's the big guy, KG. Talk to him, KG.
Hey, let me get to these comments real quick. This is hilarious. Perry said Shedeur will be Geno Smith. I would love to know, how do you mean that? Do you mean he will get an opportunity on a bad team and then go somewhere else and actually shine?
Who said Shedeur will be Geno Smith? Who said that?
That's what Perry said. And the thing about Geno Smith, Geno was pretty daggone good coming out of West Virginia, but that bowl game really messed him up. And then going into camp, he got his jaw broke by a teammate. He was never the same. But it wasn't a great team. But I love to hear the explanation on that. And Maddie says WrestleMania has got dances now. What the hell is this? Where's this budget coming from? Well, Maddie, on the mothership, when that mothership takes off and it gets going, everybody wants to join on. We just start beaming up people when we hit Vegas and stuff. When we get over top Vegas, we just start beaming people up, man. That's what happens. So I did have that right. Perry said bingo. He gonna start on a bad team and then he gonna go flourish elsewhere. I can see that happening. And before we get into the recap of the nickel, let me say this real quick. I said this on Maddie's show in the comments. I said, if Aaron Glenn gets fired, we ride at dawn. The reason why I say that, because Brian Callahan was fired in Tennessee yesterday. They started off, what are they, 1-5, 1-4?
Mm-hmm.
He was fired. And I said this on Sunday's show, and I mean it. Some coaches are not given the opportunity to fail. And we have to deal with that. You got to go through growing pains when you're a rookie head coach, when you have a rookie team, and you got a team that's very inexperienced. Brian Callahan should have got his chance to fail. and he did not.
He failed twice. What are we doing here?
2 seasons doesn't make you a failure, man. If you don't, he didn't have a quarterback last year.
Your job is to develop the quarterback. The quarterback you had, Levis, showed no growth.
Mm-hmm.
And then you turned around and had Ward, and the plan doesn't look right. See, I'm sorry, no. And then you riding by yourself on Aaron Glenn. Because I saw what Aaron Glenn did last week in the 2-minute drill in that game overseas. I'm surprised he was loud on the plane. I would have thrown his passport in the ocean.
Well, if I got to ride by myself on that one, I have to ride by myself. But I'll ride out there for Aaron Glenn because he is a soldier too. Because ain't no way I'm riding after what I saw last week with Justin Fields and minus 10 yards of offense. Yes,
yeah,
and I agree with all of that.
We might as well bring in Tyrod and let him get hurt so somebody else can play quarterback.
I'm saying is, it's a lot going on there. And same thing when Todd Bowles is in New York. I said the same thing. I said y'all gave Adam Gates 3 seasons? Todd Bowles got 1. And they let him go. I was upset about that. But that's just my diatribe on Aaron Glenn. And Perry said for Shador, once he gets out of Cleveland, he will shine. I believe that. And Glenn's not going anywhere. He's Woody Johnson approved and Jet royalty. That's what I'm hoping that keeps him there, to let him build something. Let him build a program.
Well, he got to coach better. Because right now, what I saw last week, I would have, like I said, passport would have been swimming with the fishes. He'd have been stuck in London.
All right. Well, let's hit this real quick. We got the nickel. First game up, you had the Seahawks versus the Jaguars. Seahawks win it 20-12. Sam Darnold played exceptionally well. I got him in fantasy. 16 of 27, 295, 2 touchdowns. Kenneth Walker had 10 carries, 34 yards. Jackson Smith and Jigba killed me. 8 catches, 162, and a touchdown for the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence, 27 of 42, 258, and 2 touchdowns. Travis Etienne, 12 carries, 27 yards, and Brian Thomas had 8 receptions for 90 yards and 1 touchdown. Jack, take it away.
I tell you, I thought more points was going to be scored in this game. I mean, Trevor Lawrence had a fine game. I really feel that. He didn't turn the ball over. But somehow, man, Seattle, they just keep on winning. But if you look at it, the 2 of these teams are still sitting at 4-2, which ain't a bad spot to be at the 6 ball games. So, I think both of them are fortunate. I'm not going to say fortunate. I'm going to say a surprise to me to be at 4-2. I definitely knew it's going to be Jacksonville, Trevor Lawrence put up a shut-up type of year because, he went mediocre to warm, and then he went to cold. So, yeah, Darnold controlled this football game, ran this offense thoroughly, and I thought Seattle did a good job holding off getting this win. So, 2 4-2 teams that I would not have thought would have been 4-2. Isn't that right?
Nah, I'm with you on Seattle. I didn't expect them to be 4-2. I kind of expected Jacksonville to make some noise. Shocked that they lost this ball game because I thought this is a game where both team styles fit, both defenses are similar. But we gotta give a shout out to I guess we gotta call it wide receiver U, Ohio State, Jackson Smith and Jigba, 162. I think right now, if I remember the stat I heard earlier, I think he leads the league in receiving yards or something like that. So kudos to him, whoever drafted him. I'm not even gonna say that because that's rude and mean. Because I was going to draft him. I think it was Maddie that drafted him before me. So
Yeah.
Have pleasant dreams, Maddie. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'll say this. I felt the wrath of Jackson Smith and Jigba. I was like, oh man, Darnold's playing well. Now look over him like, oh, that's who he's throwing the ball to. Okay. But Sam Darnold, and I'm not a fan of USC quarterbacks in no way, shape, or form. I think the greatest USC quarterback to come out was and that I've ever seen play with my own eyes. I'm not gonna go back too far. The greatest USC quarterback that I've seen come out was Rodney Peete.
I knew it.
Rodney Peete.
Jesus Christ.
We've been doing this for what, 4 or 5 years? Of course you knew it. So I don't have any love for USC quarterbacks.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
But Sam Darnold is actually playing his ass off. And I think it's a really, really good thing. So Perry said Bo's got 2 seasons, and I still think he should have got more.
KJ,
We good. Yes, sir.
your boy Smith and Jigba does lead the league in receiving yards at this point. He almost has 700 receiving yards.
Okay. Thank you.
696, I believe, to be exact.
All right. That's why I couldn't beat Maddie this time. Couldn't beat him. So he said JSN is a beast. Glad I got him in the
We don't got to worry about we don't got to worry about beating Matty. He shits the bed in the playoffs.
I beat him in the playoffs last year. That's how I walked into my championship, but it ain't happening this year.
No.
The Midnight Marauders are looking pretty bad. We looking mighty low these days. Next up,
I just had to rip Matty back.
We got the Buccaneers beating the 49ers 30-19. Mac Jones for the 49ers, 27-39, 347 and 2 picks. Christian McCaffrey, 17 carries, 54 yards and a touchdown. Kendrick Bourne, 5 catches, 142. On the Buccaneers side, Baker was in the kitchen, 17-23, 256 and 2 touchdowns. Rashad White had 17 carries, 65 yards and a touchdown. And Cameron Johnson, 4 catches, 64 yards and a touchdown. Jack, take it away.
Well, you got a third of the way through the season MVP Baker Mayfield here. My fantasy quarterback. Putting up big numbers. I thought Tampa Bay was going to win this game. I did. I ain't got nothing against Mac Jones. I don't. I think finish this season, but they already got all their eggs in Brock Purdy's basket. So why they even? I'm hearing all this San Fran talk about, oh, that's the guy that the coach wanted to draft and all this. My man, that's too late now. You done put money in Brock Purdy. But then again, so did Cleveland put all that money into Slim from Clemson, Deshaun Watson. So I don't know, man. San Francisco, they're not as strong as they were last year, and it's from the few guys they lost, I feel, and they didn't replace them with talent. So you're not going to be able to just rely on McCaffrey, man. So I think Tampa Bay, one of the hottest teams in the league, one of the most explosive offenses in the league. Baker Mayfield is a dog. If you haven't seen that yet, you should have looked at that 3rd and 16 run he made. If that wasn't a dog, you don't know what a dog is. He must have made 3 guys miss, lunged about 4 yards to stretch his arm over the first down. That play is going to be shown throughout this season. You watch. Good win by Tampa Bay. Great showing by Baker Mayfield again.
You know, Brian Mitchell says on a weekly basis that the quarterback is the most dependent position in football. And I think what we're starting to see from some of these quarterbacks that teams gave up on early and they go somewhere else and they get a job, they're going to places where they actually got talent on the outside or in the backfield. I mean, you look at Sam Darnold with Kenneth Walker, you know, our guys that Charbonnet. And and Jackson Smith and Jigba. You know, you look at Baker Mayfield. You know, Mike Evans, Emeka Ibuka, Chris Godwin, and then you add in Bucky Irvin, even though he's hurt. These are teams that they have talent on the outside, and I think you keep putting these quarterbacks. We keep talking about these quarterbacks saying, "Oh, they're bums, they're not that good." Well, the problem is you keep putting them in situations where there isn't anything to help them grow. There isn't anything to take it off of their shoulders. Look at the Tennessee Titans. You know, we just talked about them and Brian Callahan getting fired. What's in the cupboard? You're throwing the Calvin Ridley. You got what's the dude, Tony Pollard. I mean, that's not nothing to get you over the top, and that's part of the reason why this kid is struggling. You put elite talent around
here,
people,
man.
And this is where the Daniel Jones effect
Right
is
here
coming
now. You're right.
And Daniel Jones.
Right here, look at that, Robert.
Huh?
Look at these guys, though. Look at these guys that Baker's throwing to, though. Cameron Johnson, Sterling Shepard, Cade Otton, Ted Johnson, Ibuka, Rashad White. That's who he completed passes to.
Yeah.
Three of them are regular players. The rest aren't.
But I mean, you have what you call it in the holster. You know, you got Mike Evans hurt right now.
Yeah,
you got Godwin coming back from injury. So I mean, when you have a good OC, when you got a good OC, you get a Tez Johnson flying open down the seam for a touchdown like he did this week. You know what I'm saying? You get some of those other plays, whereas, you know, you don't have to save the world, but as long as you're a competent quarterback, you know, everything else happens. And I think that's what you got right here. And not to go, I didn't mean to go off on a tangent. Mac Jones probably had his worst game of the set that he's been playing, but he still threw for 342. You know what I'm saying? So Mac Jones, you know, at first they didn't want me, but now they all on me. And that's how the reporters are right now. You know, everybody's talking about how good he is and how Cal won him from the beginning, but things changed. He lost the power struggle. Well, he there now. And honestly, I think you lose this team if he's playing better than Purdy. You'll lose a team if they stick with Purdy.
What are they going to do with him?
He just got to sit the bench. You got to be a Kirk Cousins.
Oh, he's more expensive than Kirk.
Well,
I mean,
I'll say this.
Ain't he?
I don't know what the numbers are.
I'll say this about the Buccaneers. This is a talented team, and Baker, I'm going to be honest, Baker Mayfield wasn't my kind of QB coming into the league because, you know, with Baker and Johnny Manziel, Jackson Dart, oh, they're cocky, they're brash. No, you're assholes. And watching Hard Knocks.
Oh, but when they win, it's called moxie, though. But when they win, it's called
assholes.
moxie.
But what made me fall in love with Baker was watching the behind the scenes, watching how he took to practice every day, watching how he took to film study. He got up and he came into the building at 4:30 in the morning to sit with it was him, Tyrod. What was the kid? Used to play here? He played in Philly too. What's his name? Kevin Hogan.
Yeah.
It was him. It was like 3 or 4 quarterbacks that would sit there and they would sit and watch film for hours before practice. And they would break down stuff. And that dedication right there made him my kind of quarterback. Because I'm like, you see what's out on the outside. Okay, that's a persona. But seeing the real Baker Mayfield behind the scenes, and I'm like, yeah, this dude's dedicated to this. He's really dedicated to it.
You.
Maddie said, can't believe you all let me get Rice on waivers to replace Wilson, who got hurt. I don't know if Rice is going to do anything. I'm just going to be honest with you.
I picked up Worthy.
And Maddie said, JC, you're right. They should have been big time in the playoffs. Midnight was the first one to beat me last year, and I play him this week. And he said, Best is listening to Cleveland fans still trying to justify letting him go.
I'm just trying to stay above water, Maddie.
I think I'm
3-2.
I listen to Cleveland radio probably once a week, and it's amazing how they justify. But one of the fans said it the right way. He wouldn't have been good there because you wouldn't have put the weapons around him. You know, I mean, Jerry Jeudy right now is your best wide receiver. You just drafted Quinshon Judkins, who's actually showing that he could be a factor back. But I mean, think of the years between that and now, when he left. Like, what were the options? What were the receivers? Look, Josh Gordon ain't walking through that door right now. You know what I'm saying? Webster Slaughter ain't walking through that door.
Notion ain't coming through that door. Yep.
I like that. I like that.
Reggie Langhorne won't make you through that door. All right, I'm done now. Go ahead.
I like that. But he did have, for a stretch, he had Juice Landry and Odell Beckham. He still had David Njoku.
Okay. LSU jumps.
Yeah, Jarvis. Never mind. Let's go to the next thing because I could go here and
I don't even want to talk about the Jarvis Landry.
Next up, this is the Sunday night game. Ended in a melee because Brian Branch decided to punch Juju. The Chiefs beat the Lions 30-17. Jared Goff 23 of 29, 203 and 2 touchdowns. Jahmyr Gibbs 17 carries, 65 yards. Jameson Williams had 6 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes 22 of 30, 257 and 3 touchdowns. Pacheco had 12 carries and 51 yards. Kelsey had 6 catches for 78 yards. Gentleman Jack, take it away.
This here looked like the Detroit game earlier in the season when the offense didn't really want to show up because I don't think Kansas City's defense is that good to hold Detroit to 17. But, you know, Detroit just, I don't know what the hell their game plan was. They was trying to just sling it when they got 2 of the best running backs in the league. And then by the time they was down, they had to sling it. So, I don't know, man. I'm trying to stick with my prediction that I made beginning of the year. And Kansas City winning another game don't make it any easier to get to that prediction, if y'all know what I'm saying. So,
yeah, we do know.
I don't know, man. Is this Detroit? Huh?
I said, yeah, we do know.
Team? Is this the same team, man? It seems like it's the same team to me. What's Coach doing over there? I don't get it. I was looking at a number earlier. Yeah, I know they was losing, but they weren't losing the whole game, and they only got 20-something 22 rushing attempts. Give your guys a chance. There was some drop balls. St. Brown dropped one that was an easy first down, and he could have picked up a block, and it could have been a touchdown. And then one of the backs, I can't remember if it was Gibbs or Montgomery, missed a nice chunk of change on a drop pass. So I don't know. Sometimes you got it, sometimes you don't. I definitely believe the Detroit Lions got it more than they don't. But Kansas City still don't impress me, man. They don't. Their defense is not that good. And in this league, you need a defense, man. If you're gonna be a winning team, you got to stop other teams from scoring so you can score more points than they do. So, and I thought Detroit had an offense that it didn't really matter that much because they could score 40 points a game. But this is surprising me to see the Detroit Lions lose 2 games that I thought they could have won. So that's just on me. I think Detroit could very easily be undefeated, but they're not because I don't know what they're doing. They're doing something that doesn't look the same as last year to me. Midnight Rider, what'd you see?
It's because it's not the same, but I think part of their problem is they're dancing with the devil too much.
That's right.
Like last year, they ran the ball a little bit early and then they would get into their bag. But it looks like now they try to get in their bag right away, and I think that's why they're struggling. They try to get into the motions, the extra stuff instead of just like sometimes you got to do the simple, like keep it simple, stupid, you know. And that's what I noticed in this. And in terms of KC, I noticed a little bit opposite of you, Jack. I think KC is starting to get people back healthy. You know, it's tough for somebody to guard Hollywood Brown and Xavier Worthy on them crosses and all that stuff that they do with Kelsey opening up the middle, and then you get Rashee Rice, whatever form of Rice you get, it's going to help this offense out. You know, their run game sucks. I don't know why they still try to, you know, reignite Hunt and Pacheco. Pacheco's got probably 2 more years left on them legs before you see a steep decline from him because he takes a beating. He doesn't miss a tackle. Like it's almost like he sees somebody trying to tackle him and he runs right into him instead of like juking and trying to get away from him. So that's how I see this.
Detroit.
Go ahead.
Detroit got different OC than last year. That's the difference. That my bad for missing that.
No, yeah. So Ben Johnson's in Chicago, who we'll probably talk about soon, and we got some guy Chad Morton. That's the OC now.
That's right. That's the difference.
What you said about Pacheco is absolutely true. It's like most running backs avoid contact. He runs into it. He's a 1-2 fall down instead of a 1-2 plant the foot and go. He's a 1-2 fall down. And you get frustrated seeing him do that on a regular basis. And I just and Kareem Hunt ain't got it no more.
Nope.
He ain't got it no more. So Maddie says, not surprised KC won this game, was surprised how they beat him.
Yep.
He gives us an update, still 2-1 LA, bottom Milwaukee, bottom of the fourth. In Milwaukee, bottom of the fourth.
What game? If anybody remembers, what was the steak and cheese game? I just remember Jeff yelling at me, "Steak and cheese, Midnight Rider."
He said, "We figured it out. You lost." It was the Commanders game. It was the Commanders game.
He took the Bears.
Ooh.
Yep. And the points.
Okay.
Ooh, we're gonna get to that. And speaking of
the Bears and the points, I win because that was only because the Bears were under. All right, we good.
Yep.
Speaking of which, Patriots beat the Saints 25-19. Not the game we thought. Drake made 18 of 26, 261, and 3 touchdowns for the Patriots. Also had 9 carries for 28 yards. Keyshawn Boutte, 5 catches, 93 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Spencer Rattler, 20 of 26, 227. Not bad. Alvin Kamara, 10 carries, 31 yards. And Chris Olave, 6 for 98. Gentleman Jack, take it away.
That damn Spencer Rattler, he gonna get me any way he can, man. I tell you, parlay busting summer gun. All he had to do was stay par for the course and throw an interception like he always does. He interception factory throwing, man. Dang. That made me mad. But I tell you, man, the Patriots look damn good. They controlled that game, I felt. The Saints got tough defense, and I feel the Patriots game planned against it exceptional. That's I just, I watched a little bit of it, but I thought the Patriots offense did damn fine. And damn Spencer Rattler. Midnight Rider, I can't even talk about Spencer Rattler.
It's all good, man. I'm still worried about New England's rush attack. I mean, you got May at 28, Henderson at 27, Ramondre at 18. I don't know. I mean, and then you get Henderson 1 catch for 9 yards. I think the OC gotta figure something out there. But if you're ever in Manassas, Virginia, you could always get you some Butte wine, baby. Finest thing in Manassas, Virginia. A little Butte wine. 5 catches, 93 yards, 2 touchdowns.
Jesus. Yeah, man.
It's so wonderful you say that, Midnight Rider.
That didn't sound right. Don't do that.
I love you out there in Manassas, Virginia. And I love me a little Butte wine. I'm thinking we're going to have him on the show.
Y'all take y'all
Do a little interview
take that
with Mr. Butte. See what's going on with that wine over there in Manassas, Virginia.
Nah, that's a bit from the Russ Parr Morning Show.
Russ Parr Morning Show, man.
Oh, really?
Coach.
Never heard it. Never heard it.
Yeah, man, the coach was crazy, dog. But let's not get off track. Go ahead.
New England has 1 game, is what Maddie said, in the next 8 against the team with the winning record. New England may go on a run. And that brings us to the next game, which kind of helps New England out.
They got the easiest record remaining.
That helps. This is going to help them out right here. Falcons beat the Bills 24-14. This is 2nd week in a row. 2nd loss for the Bills. Josh Allen was 15 of 26, 180, 2 touchdowns and 2 INTs. James Cook, 17 carries, 87 yards. Josh Palmer, 2 catches, 60 yards. For the Falcons, Michael Penix, 20 of 32, 250 and a touchdown. To infinity and Bijan Robinson, 19 carries, 170. He had over 100 yards rushing in the first half and a touchdown. Drake London had 10 catches and 158 yards and a touchdown. I think I have to take the blame in this game because I talked about the Bills being the Bills of old 2 weeks ago. And I think I anointed them too fast, too soon, because they haven't done anything they were doing early in the season. So, gentleman Jack, take it away.
Well, this here game number 2 out, the kick in the nuts for JC. God damn, who wouldn't think Josh Allen's going to get 200 yards passing? That's all I needed to hit an 8 joint. I picked 4 from the Commanders game and 4 from the Buffalo game. Put them together for an 8-leg. Hit 7. Josh Allen couldn't give me 200 yards. He averages damn near 3-something, don't he? Gosh, darn it. I had a bad. See, the Monday, everything was good on Sunday, fellas. Sunday, I just got 2 games wrong. I was rolling and strolling like week 1, you know? And then come Monday night doubleheader, I lose both of those. I'm just a regular old 4-loss pick'em. I could have made some ground up on, well, not you two on the bottom. I could have made some ground up on them other pickers that are good. But anyway, Buffalo, I did not expect this out of Atlanta. But Atlanta's got the number 1 offense and the number 2 defense in the league. I wasn't aware of that till after that game was over. So that blew me away. Is Atlanta a team to reckon with this offense and this defense combining? And you look at it, that's 2 in a row for Buffalo. Buffalo ain't lost 2 in a row in like 4 years, 3 years. I felt Josh tried to force that last pass. You could obviously see it on the replay. It was forced. And I can't recall what down that was on the interception. Do you guys recall?
No, I don't.
I don't think it was 4th. I think he could have thrown it away, but he was rolling left and tried to throw back. And that's the hardest throw for any quarterback to make. Right-handed quarterback, I should say. And when I saw that ball get tipped, I knew it was going to land in somebody's breadbasket. And it sure enough did. Nail on it. Game over, chumps. Atlanta beats the Buffalo Bills. Did not expect it, man. Did not expect it. Buffalo needs to get back healthy. I heard reports that they said this Buffalo defense is better when Milano's in there. Yeah, I agree. But is it that much better? I don't know. I'll have to ask BJ that is what I'd like to do because I heard that report. The Buffalo defense might not have lost this if Milano was in there. One player? I got to talk to BJ more about that. Midnight Rider, what do you think about the Atlanta Buffalo game Monday night?
I mean, you know, when you tell people before the draft that there's this one guy that's different from all the other running backs that you've seen come along, and then when he finds a way, you know what I'm saying? He makes his way to being what you think he was. I mean, for Bijan 170, the way he looked, and then to hear, you know, the commentators talk about him being the best running back in the NFL, and it's the truth. The man can cut on a dime. He runs routes better than some receivers. I still never understood. I mean, I understand you like Tyson Algier, but you can't love Tyson Algier. And even if you love him, you can't be in love with him because you got to be in love with Bijan. And anytime you give carries away to Algier instead of giving them to Bijan, Love would have brought you home last night. And this is the crazy part to me is you got to ride BJ. You got to let BJ or Bijan, I'm sorry, be the center of the offense. You got to give him 25 touches, whether it's 15 on the ground, 10 through the air, it don't matter. You gotta let that person shine, because then it opened up stuff for Drake London. And Drake had 10 catches, 98 yards, something like that. He had one of his better days. You gotta dance with the girl that you brought to the dance. Man. That's all I'm saying.
Maddie said, "What is wrong with the Bills?" I'm gonna tell you what's wrong with the Bills. I think they've gotten away from basics. They stopped controlling the ball. They stopped controlling the clock. They stopped running the ball. James Cook is not getting as many touches as he was getting in the first 4 games. He had 25, 30 carries because they were salting away the game. You got to do that early. You got to get him involved early. That's how you control the game. And that's how you open up so Josh Allen's able to do Josh Allen things. That's what's wrong, in my humble, honest opinion. I'm not an expert, but I do play one on this show. And last but not least, the second half of the Monday night doubleheader, I have to take the blame for this one as well because I didn't do the bit Sunday. I didn't do the bit.
Yep, I said it. Make me mad, Slim.
Bears 25, Commanders 24. Caleb Williams 17 of 29, 252 and a touchdown. DeAndre Swift 14 carries, 108. Also had 2 catches for 67 yards and a touchdown. Jaden Daniels 19 for 26, 211. 3 touchdowns and an interception. Also had a mishandling of the ball that ended the game pretty much in the fourth quarter. He also had an INT. Bill Krosky-Merritt 17 carries, 61 yards, and Chris Moore 3 catches, 46 yards. And a touchdown, and I will go last. Gentleman Jack, take it away.
Well, I got a couple things to go before I get into this. Number one, the bet between Midnight Rider and Jeff Ricker was Washington -5 for a cheesesteak. So Mr. Jeff Ricker is the winner in that. Jeff Ricker is the only one that picked Chicago to win because KG didn't do his shit. Damn it. I said something about it too. You got to stay with it. Washington's got to come out with more fire in their heart. This is the 3rd week in a row. They look like ass in the first half. You can't just decide to turn it on the last 30 minutes of a game and think you're going to win games in this league. They were blaming that last fumble, the TV was anyway, on moisture and the rain and stuff. Well, that's crap. Then referees stand over top of that ball till you come to the line. Then they put another ball down. So that ball was dry, bro. Don't give me that. I'm gonna take what JD5 said. I lost my concentration, and it will not happen again. Lost focus is what he said. I'll take that over wet ball any day, dude, because that ball ain't wet, dog. So they got to come out strong in the beginning of a game. This is the freaking Chicago Bears. You made them look like the Super Bowl champs. We can't stop the run worth of shit. And can anybody else sack a quarterback besides Dorian Armstrong? Anybody? Can anybody? Doesn't look like it. So, yeah, Washington, they didn't play good enough to beat Chicago Bears. Period. Caleb Williams didn't play all that great like they talking on TV, but he played solid. Swift won that game for him, getting the big runs late in the game, especially after we fumbled. You know, they were just trying to get in the middle of the field or get the ball on a certain hash, and they let Swift break it down to the 18-yard line. It's like there's no, I don't know, man. There's no run stop. There's no run dogs. The linebackers got to be able to go sideline to sideline, man. They're getting picked up by tight ends blocking them on the cutback on the cutback block. Washington's defense needs to get straight, and I don't know. It was the worst game I think I've seen out of Washington in a while. Midnight Rider.
It's funny. I sit back and I never thought I'd say, "Oh, this defense misses Dietrich Wise. This defense misses the kid, the safety Harris." But from what I've seen, this defense hasn't had the same physicality without those two. And I think the other problem is Jeremy Reeves is a missile. So sometimes that missile shoots and it doesn't hit his target. He's more of a scud missile than a heat-seeking guided missile at times.
Right.
And
I think
I don't think Chin was even that much better. I think the difference is there's a drop-off down in and down out when you have to start a guy like Reeves and not start Harris or somebody like that. And I think that's what you're getting is like you've got the kid with Jacob Martin is starting at your end on the other side, and that's a drop-off. You know, you're getting drop-offs from some of your outside guys, and then Chicago plays a lot of 11 personnel, a lot of 3 receivers. So, you know, they caught us with our nickel in, and Sanderson was just getting kicked out the club. I think this ball game, the biggest problem in this whole ball game is I don't see. Last year, this team had a great ability to respond no matter what you did. So if you went down and scored 7, they came back and scored 7. And right now, they aren't doing that. And that's where I think the problem lies is A, picking up the points like they used to. And then B, the other problem is this team is struggling to stop anybody because you got your backups in and you didn't miss many games from your starters. I mean, Chicago literally said, you know what? You got Chris Moore out here as your one receiver. If Chris Moore beats us, then bless his heart. They put 8, 9 in the box. I wouldn't be surprised they had 10 in the box. You know what I'm saying? They probably had Bobby Boucher in the box. It's just they were not worried at all about Chris Moore when he was the single receiver outside. They actually, it seemed like they just said, we're going to jump everything. And if we wrong, we just going to pay for being wrong. But they weren't wrong most of the night. Yeah, we came back and got up 24-16, but that next drive that they had normally is where we put the dagger in, and they didn't put the dagger in.
Nope. Because what's his name broke the runs, the running backs, Swift.
I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna direct this at the defense. We getting no pressure up front no more. We can't stop the run on third and medium, third and long. We can't get people off the field. We can't defend the outs. We can't defend the ends. We can't defend the slants. What the fuck are we doing here? Because we're not playing football. We're not playing defense. I don't know what we're doing. Let me pull up the team stats real quick because I got the stats pulled up. Let me pull up the team stats. As a defense, You gave up 145 yards, 236 passes. You gave up 381 yards total. When the hell did we become a middle of the pack defense? When did we become a middle of the pack team?
We've always
Granted,
been
this is not the team from last year, but this is unacceptable. This is unacceptable. We got Dallas next week, and I believe we go into Dallas to play Dallas. And it's a lot of Dallas fans talking about Jaden Daniels need easy teams to beat. I'm gonna need you to shut your mouth because he beat you last year. And the last time he played Dallas, he kicked your ass. So watch how you talk about a quarterback that owns you right now. Yeah, Dak.
Is Dak going to be back next week?
Don't know. I haven't even
I
looked
want
at
him
it.
back. I want him back.
I want them to have a whole healthy roster. Hell, bring Roger Staubach out there. Tell Tony Dorsett lift him up. You know, tell Michael Irvin come on out there. Drew Pearson. You know,
Randy
bring
Moss.
Jay Novacek. I want them to have no excuses when we put boot to asses next week. When we stomp a mud hole in them and walk it dry, I don't want to hear no excuses next week. That's where I'm at right now. Like right now, I got to taste the blood in my mouth. And it's a problem because guess what? We got Dallas next. This is Dallas week. This is Dallas week. So you know what that means? You got to get hyped up for Dallas week. It's not our Super Bowl. No, we this is going to start our run. We're going to use you, steamroll over you to start the run on the road to the P word because we can't say that yet because we ain't got there. But nah, this right here, this game last night, it's in the can, but it was unacceptable. We can't play like that. We can't do this. No,
we can't do that.
Matty Ice said the Bears, my blue light special. It still has a chance. And J Dub checking in. He's about to kick our ass again this weekend. Jaden Daniels, best quarterback in the division. And I'm a Cowboy fan.
I'm a Redskin fan, and I don't agree with that. Sorry.
I do, because Jalen Hurts ain't playing very well, so.
He's still.
Well, gents, it's time to wrap that thing up. In the passenger seat tomorrow night, what you got?
I'll tell you what, man. In the passenger seat is going to be a show for everybody tomorrow night. Bring your kids, bring your aunties, bring your uncles, bring your grandmammies. It's going to be a great show. We got DC Divas quarterback Amanda let me pronounce this. Congaldi. That's it. Congaldi. Amanda Congaldi, DC Divas QB. Divas went to the Super Bowl of their league last year. Come up without the victory, but they're still a 5-time champion in their league. And I look forward to talking to Amanda. Midnight Rider, we just got one thing we got to deal with her. She a dirty bird.
Falcons?
Eagles. Mm-hmm. I found that out today. After I've been talking to her for 2 months. I find out today, day before the show, she's an Eagle fan. So, yeah, she grew up in Philadelphia, so that's the reason for her Eagle love. I ain't got nothing wrong with that. Apparently one heck of an athlete coming up, and to be the QB1 last year. They're currently getting ready for tryouts, I believe, for the DC Divas football squad. So I hope to get into some tryout scoops, some outlook for the season this year, and, you know, getting into what turned Amanda into this athlete that she is. Tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Peep it. And cheers. Because my show's over.
Midnight Rider?
I dropped this factoid yesterday on Maddie's show, so I'll drop it tonight as well. That in the Chicago Bears watched the Commanders game, this matchup was the first time the two teams had the same two quarterbacks play in the game back-to-back years. The last time that happened was 1997. So that's just a little fun factoid. It shows you the abysmal nature of the quarterback position for the two teams. Like, I would love for somebody to have a post and it lists all the Commanders quarterbacks, like on a jersey. And then like Cleveland has one that they do with all the quarterbacks. And then I'd even like to see Chicago's. And it's just the highest level of inability of picking the right quarterback at its finest.
Well, I'm gonna go ahead and end it with this first. Let me get to a couple of comments and I'll end it out. J Dub asked who's better as far as quarterbacks in the NFC East. He said Dak's been playing great, but he can't do it for a full season and not in the playoffs.
I say Jalen Hurts, Jack. That's what I say.
Perry said about to find the D'Angelo one-man versus. I was just watching that on X a little earlier. But I'll end with this. We got the NBA preview show coming up next Monday. I believe we should be running about 8:05-ish on Monday. You'll have Perry, Gentleman Jack, Midnight Rider, Jack. Coach, which coach we having?
Coach Glick, Coach Mike Glick.
Mike Glick will be here with us. So we will going at basketball season. We're gonna be running the starting five. Midnight Rider, you running point or you going down the paint? Which one you going?
No, I'm gonna be on the wing, man.
Okay, he's going on the wing. So
yeah, we're gonna run this little,
I run point. I run points.
Okay.
That's what we do. So stay tuned for that. But before you get to that, you got in the passenger seat tomorrow night at 8. The Thursday night throwdown at 7:30 on Thursday. Saturday morning, get up with the greatest fictitious college football sports show in the world, Craig. In the world,
Craig.
Later on Saturday night, be followed up by the Saturday Night WrestleManiacs at 9. And on Sunday, get up with us on a Sunday Rise at 11 a.m. So that is your full slate to get you through the week. And then Monday, you'll have a triple header. You'll have Drive Time with Matty Ice and Friends at 5. Pretenders or Contenders at 7 with Coach Devon. We'll come in with the NBA preview at 8:05-ish, and we'll be in there like swimwear. So we'll give you all your sports needs and take care of everything. So
are we doing the basketball preview 2 nights or are we doing it one?
I thought we was gonna do it one. And Perry already confirmed he is running the 2 on Monday night.
Then I can do the 3 because I can do the point forward.
Hey,
I'll take the 1.
Find out what coach playing. If coach playing the power 4, we got it. Perry said him and Jack in the backcourt.
Yeah,
Let's
coach
go.
playing the 4. Coach got the 4. You the 5.
That's good for me. That's good for me. I'm home.
So lace him up.
Put the big man in the paint. Let me go to work.
That's right, Perry. You know how we run.
All right. For the Gentleman Jack, the Midnight Rider, I'm the big guy KG. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in, commenting, liking, subscribing. Do all that for me if you haven't. We will see you. Well, I'll see you on Thursday. These 2 guys will see you tomorrow night. Until next time, we are out of here.